have voices brave. Welcome to the crew we made. Ready now, turn the page. This is where we all engage. Engage. Let the journey begin.
Welcome to Engage
with Trekkie
and Trekker. On this podcast, we boldly explore the fans behind the Star Trek fandom. And today we have a very special guest, Georgia. Welcome, Georgia.
Hi.
Welcome, Georgia.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever you're comfortable sharing?
Yep, I'm Georgia. I'm a Trekkie. I live in London. My favorite Star Trek series is either Deep Space Nine or Lower Decks. It's hard to choose sometimes. But I love Trek.
You love Trek. Well, I had the pleasure of meeting you this year on the Star Trek cruise. And that is something, so obviously we share that in common, a big love for enough to go on a cruise with all the other Star Trek people. Yeah, exactly. And you did kind of give us a little bit of an intro about favorites, so we'll dive in a little deeper than that. But Trekkie, what questions have you got for our guest, Georgia, today?
Well, Georgia, thanks for joining us. And really to kind of start us off with, how did you get engaged? How did you get engaged with Star Trek?
So like growing up, my dad was like a really big Trekkie. He always kind of had it on in the background, but it always like blended into one for me. Because I was like seeing all these different characters and couldn't piece it together. And then when I started watching it later as like a teenager and again as an adult, I was like, oh, this stuff slaps. It's awesome. It's really, really good. So just, I think another piece of it has been like pop culture. I think like watching shows like Simpsons, Futurama and all that, they were really big Trekkies themselves. So having it introduced through those kind of vectors was always a reminder of that this is actually like a really good show to like rewatch and has fantastic rewatch quality. So yeah, probably like just through early childhood exposure and then seeking it out as a sci-fi fan.
Awesome. Now, you kind of shared a little bit about your shared favorites that's either this or that. Are you able to give favorite character?
Oh, no, I love them. Oh my God, I don't have a favorite character. Like I can do it past series, but I don't think I could, maybe.
Okay, how about what's the first favorite character that comes to mind when I say favorite character?
Probably Data. Commander Data. Yeah, okay. I love Data.
Same, totally. Yes. But why? Let's dive in.
I feel like I related to him a lot. Like, you know, he was always kind of this picturesque of autism, and with the diagnosis of it, it was like I really related to how he like struggled to engage in conversations or like understand what was going on socially. How he was always slightly different from the rest of the crew, but on top of that, they never kind of mistreated him for it. They always like recognized Data's differences, and he always just showed like yeah, okay, I have these differences, but I can still excel and do incredible things. And like his character was always seeking like, you know, growth like in of himself, and I really admired that, and like guess I kind of internalized it. So yeah, probably Data. Actually, like I really love Data. Everyone loves Data.
Well, right.
Yeah.
we do, but maybe all for different reasons. And for me, a lot of them are very similar. Like that quest for humanity, and like basically his big goal is to fit in. Like, can't y'all just let him? Come on. I'm looking at you, Pulaski. She was the one that really. She did. I'm not trying to go too hard on her. She came a long way with him because later she was championing for him. Like, so right. I'll give her that. But at first I was like, dang. But
she was like applying stereotypes. She was like just refusing to like actually see what was in front of her, and like she just wanted to use all the pre-made assumptions she had, and it was like, just leave Data alone, okay?
Yes. Like, yeah, we were all like, don't mess with Data. Don't mess with Data. Yeah.
Well, I think it was the one where the kids, you know, the genetically engineered kids, and then she had to go into the shuttlecraft with Data and stuff like that. And I think that's, if I recall, I think that's really when her mindset changed for Data, because I remember her saying something about, well, you can't get sick. And he goes, well, I don't care if I can get sick. I'm here to, you know, help and take care of you. And then, you know, she kind of changed her tune a little bit. But yeah, Pulaski was rough with Data. And I think anybody who, you know, Pulaski, wish she would have gotten a little bit more. I mean, of course, love Beverly Crusher, but wish she would have gotten a little bit more airtime to see how they could, you know, formulate her character. But yeah, Don't be
Yeah.
mean to Data.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I tried to forgive her towards the end, but I was like, I was holding a grudge on Data's behalf. Like, it's not
Yeah.
even real. And I'm there, like, you know what? I just got the same vibes as, there's this theory that when you have autism, or without autism, we'll view it as like uncanny valley. So,
Right.
like, it felt like she was applying that to Data, and it was kind of reminiscent of like bullies you have as a kid because you don't really understand that you're that different, but they clearly can perceive the differences and they
Right.
don't really see
Yes.
that it's like, I'm not going to even bother trying to understand you. So yeah, I got a little grudge. I'm not as good of a person as I'd like to be, but hey ho.
I go through a lot of moments where it's that love-hate with that character, and to an extent where I'm actually rewatching through season 2 TNG right now when I'm like going to bed, and I was thinking about all the moments where I'll give her props and then I take them away. And it's funny because Megan just mentioned one of the episodes where I take it away, which is where she goes and just decides I'm pretty sure there's no problems here and I'm going to go experiment
Yeah.
on myself. And I'm like, what?
It's such a
But-
doctor thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny about that episode too, because that one spun my brain into the how to fix it with headcanon, because in Deep Space Nine, we found out from Dr. Julian Bashir was one of those genetically engineered humans.
Enhanced,
And that's
yeah.
like a big no-no. But on that
Right.
episode in TNG, they just kind of come out and like, look at these wonderful experiments we're doing on humans.
Yeah, I never thought about that, Trekker. That was completely against what the
Yeah.
Federation stood for.
So, it's either one of those moments where we had like a side-along, like mirror universe just barely
Yeah.
next to, to the side, not a full mirror universe, but, one of the divergent multiverse. Or Dr. Bashir was maybe one of the ones on there growing up. I don't know. Maybe it was his
Maybe.
secret one, Yeah.
Could be.
Interesting.
Anyway, that one came up and I thought there again, she was not a good doctor in that instance. I thought it again recently when watching the one where she was drinking poisonous tea with
Worf.
Worf, and I was like, you can just, and there was a love-hate because a part of me was like, as a doctor, should you really just give yourself an antidote and then take a poison? But as the more fun-loving adult, like, oh, you got an anecdote for like what you want to do? Okay.
Have fun, girl.
yeah,
Don't
you
caught
do
into
you.
that wind.
So
There
that
you
one
go,
came out
no,
neutral.
that's fine.
Sorry, we went on a Pulaski tangent. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that was your favorite character for TNG. Go ahead and give us your favorite character for Deep Space Nine, since that was your other favorite.
Oh my gosh. I love them all so much. Maybe Kira. I loved Kira. I
Okay.
loved her story. I felt like she, the words that she was saying and the things that she was put through, or like the experiences that she had as like a freedom fighter, but
Mm.
then also being like a terrorist, for bait, like against the Cardassians. I always, I really appreciated the nuance that they had with her character, and I loved like her growth, her ability to like fight for her people, and I just loved her. She was just fantastic. She was such an inspiration for like young women. She just wasn't afraid to be badass, and she was that bitch. Am I allowed to swear? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go
She was that
ahead.
bitch. It was. I love Kira.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Kira?
Right. I have to agree with you. The character arc, the fact that started out absolutely hating the Cardassians, and then the last couple of episodes, she's teaching them how to be freedom fighters and rebels,
Yes.
for the Dominion or against the Dominion and all of that good jazz. So yeah. I have
loved
to
it.
admit, I wasn't real keen on her when it first came out. I thought they made her too aggressive. Now, I know in today's day and age, talking about women being aggressive.
How dare you, Trekkie?
I know. I mean, as feminist and all of that, but I really like how they kind of tied it all in, and I think that there's gonna get it wrong. The episode, I think it's called Whispers, where the high-ranking Cardassian general, I think it was, comes to Deep Space Nine and is sick, and he's trying to atone for what he's done, and she had to struggle through that. I really like that episode. I think that was season 1, so that was kind of when I think she started to branch off a little bit for me. So
Yeah, I think it really like actually showed like just how much empathy driven she was, because she was like really struggling to hold like, this is what you've done to my people, but also like I'm perpetuating now. So like it's
right.
she did, and the actress Nana always, she did a fantastic job of like representing that as well. Like you could see it in her eyes. It was awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And she could have, or for lack of a better term, she could have been one of the most racist characters in the series. I mean, they gave that honor to Miles O'Brien, in my opinion. I mean, I got to tell you, with the context, I was surprised on rewatches how many times he called them Cardis and, the Cardi bastards and stuff like that. So it was very interesting to me, the blatant, hatred. I mean, and again, if you know the backstory and read the books and stuff like that, you understand kind of what was taking place. But yeah,
I think Deep Space Nine was one of those shows where they had a lot of that in there, where it was like they kind of confronted the stereotypes around the different like aliens that would come in. So like I think there's even one episode where Quark is like confronting Cisco, and he's like, you wouldn't let Jake date Darbo girl or a Ferengi, and I liked that a lot. I really appreciated that. And then it even goes down to like, somewhere far among the stars, where they actually like dealt with like racism that's like, prevalent in the modern day. So yeah, I love that Deep Space Nine wasn't afraid to look at really difficult subjects and put a light on it, and also try and analyze it from like a perspective of like equity and like addressing your biases.
So your favorite shows, both of you mentioned TNG and DS9, not any of the newer ones.
No, so Deep
Lower
Space
Decks.
Nine and Lower Decks.
Oh,
and the
Lower
reason
Decks.
I love
I'm
Lower
sorry.
Decks is
Yes.
because it's like a
Okay,
homage.
yes,
Like,
very new.
I
Yes.
love Lower Decks.
Okay, so that's your other. Okay, awesome. And who's your favorite character on that one?
Mariner, probably.
Mariner.
I love
Okay,
Mariner.
yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
That show for me is very hard to pick a favorite because they're such a good crew. Like they all just bounce off of each other so well that it's
And it was so funny. Like it felt like it wasn't even trying to be funny, but it just was. And yeah, love Lower Decks. I miss it. I wish they didn't cancel it.
Well, maybe they can bring it back. They can always do that.
Well, that's a lot of trust in Paramount. That's a lot of trust.
Maybe Netflix can buy out the whole Star Trek.
You'll never get past season 2.
True.
Georgia, what would you say is your favorite episode or movie? Right.
Oh my gosh, In the Pale Moonlight.
Okay.
It's Deep Space Nine. They're like Cisco's like debating whether or not to like bring the Romulans into the war. I think like it's a very poignant episode that doesn't shy away from like the horror of war, but also like it gives you that kind of like discussion of like, hey, there's horror on both sides, and what does it mean to actually like preemptively strike? And yeah, I thought it was a very powerful episode. All of that season was like spectacular. Again, it was just one of those ones that didn't shy away from like the harsh politics of reality and kind of brought it to the forefront of the story. And Cisco's speech in that it's kind of chilling. Like it was kind of the like cementation that he's like a really fantastic actor, and yeah, I loved it. But then there's so many incredible episodes of Deep Space Nine that like, if I think about like Somewhere Far Among the Stars, I think that episode as well, they're about to redo it in 4K, and I'm so happy because it's just a masterpiece of an episode.
Nice.
So.
Interesting. Nice. Well, they're gonna do that whole episode in 4K.
So I think it's like 3 episodes from season 6 or 5. I can't remember which season it's from, but like only
season.
Yeah,
just picking episodes.
Just picking episodes, but I think they're like really good episodes. And I saw Somewhere Far Among the Stars. I was like, that's good enough for me. This is one of my favorites. So.
Okay, I didn't hear about that, but
yeah,
I think Voyager and Deep Space Nine are the only 2 that haven't been digitally remastered, because I know that Next Generation has, and then TOS has, and then everything else. I think even Enterprise was at the point of doing it. So
yeah, I think it's something to do with how they filmed it at the time, and like.
You would think, but with AI now, and they can take old photographs and say, make this look real, now make it a video. Like, you'd think they could just do that to the Star Trek, make this look better.
Yeah.
High res.
Computer enhanced.
Yeah, enhance the. I mean, I always thought it was funny in Star Trek world when they'd be like, oh, let's pull up this video. Now, can you enhance? I know specifically on the episode where the original Spock, Leonard Nimoy, was on TNG, Reunification 1 and 2.
Yep.
Oh,
and when they said, pull up this photo, the Admiral says to Picard, and now enhance. And first of all, my big beef with that is always, why wouldn't you already pull up the photo already zoomed in on who you want to show up, who you want to show like in your picture? Here he is. But she does it, and it's all blurry, and she goes, now enhance, and it goes from blurry to like. But we're living in the day and age where we can do that very easily now. So it's just kind of funny they could do that with the whole episode. But yeah, every time that episode goes, I'm like, why didn't you already have the photo pulled and cleaned? Like,
All you have to do is work for him.
like you
yeah,
obviously looked at it before because you came here to show it off. So
Right.
we're going to start with the unedited, crappy version of this photo. Click.
Here's the evidence, and it's just
Yeah.
like, blurry.
Right.
My
like, what's
same
wrong with
weird
that?
one for presentations in Star Trek is in the movie 6, which is The Undiscovered Country, when they go in Starfleet and they have a presentation to give to, who do you call the top of Starfleet? I forget now. Not an ambassador.
Admiral,
Beyond Admiral.
Uh,
You're whatever.
Well,
Huh?
I was gonna say it's not the president of the Federation, right?
It could be, sure.
It might
Let's go
be.
with that. He's sitting there. They have a paper chart. You know, like, they printed paper. Like,
and they have tablets. Why do you need like the paper chart?
yeah. So in my head, I've had to headcanon this. Why would they have paper? That shit is smart paper. It could change in a second. Like,
Wait, no. I love writing with paper, and I have tablets, computers. Sometimes I just like want to write with my hands, just it depends on what you're writing. If I'm doing work stuff, laptop, but like anything else, I like a little notepad and pen.
all I know is I was like, the only reason they would have paper is if that whole paper is like an iPad that's just flexible, they can write on it. It's just digital paper. It's fine. That's how I had to headcanon it. Sorry, I digressed hard. So, your favorite episode was Pale Moonlight in Deep Space Nine. What about in Lower
Mhm.
Decks?
Oh my gosh, I love the Moopsy episode with the menagerie. Like it was just so fun. Like I thought the Moopsy introduction was like fucking hilarious. I loved it. I was like, it's very original and kind of reminded me of TNG, where you're encountering like these random aliens that are like non-suspicious until you see, oh wait, this guy's like a little killer. Kind of reminded me of cats. Like they're adorable and fluffy. They might kill you. Yeah, they got like claws and they'll like suck you up. So yeah, definitely Moopsy episodes, and I like the Moopsy episode.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about inventions from Trek?
Oh, the fucking tricorder. Like just the ability to fucking scan anything you want and just figure out what's going on with it. That'd be awesome. You could go like, I don't know, it sounds so boring, but like rock hunting, and then like, this is granite, and you'd be like, yeah, it is. Or like, you're looking at like a dodgy mole on your skin, it'd be like, this is cancer, and you'd be like, oh no, but at least I can scan it myself, and like,
If
I
you
don't know,
could scan it yourself, you could know when to go
Yeah.
get help and when you can ignore something.
Right.
exactly, yeah, like it gives you a lot of control in your environment and the ability to like understand what's going on around you. So I like the tricorder.
I like that. I like that. I
Yeah.
could see myself using that a lot. Like, oh, I got a pain in my knee.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
whether it be
Yeah. I'm
more
like, okay,
accurate
nothing to
plan that
worry
you have
about.
when you need
Just
a
old
chocolate.
age. Like,
right.
pain in the hip. Is it my kidneys or my hips out of place? I don't know. Like, yeah.
No, but at least then it saves you a trip to the emergency room, which,
Yeah.
like I live in the UK, so that's like a 10-hour wait. So
Would you scan other people like
all
when
the
they're
fucking
walking
time
by?
to-
Like,
I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
that would become the ultimate like diss in public, as if somebody walks by and
Your kidneys are super. I'm like, you could make loads of money, because it's like faster than being seen by a doctor. Like you one trip costs £1,000, and then you figure out everything that's wrong with them. And by the end of the day, you've seen 10 people, and you're like 10K richer. I'm just
Right.
saying it's. But,
so you could be a
ideally-
walking doctor if you had one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like,
With my
don't go to
medical
the doctor.
education.
Pay me instead. I've got a tricorder.
Yeah, I'd be like a modern chiropractor, but like less likely to kill you. I don't know. I've seen the adjustments where they're like straight at someone's head. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look medically sound. Yeah.
It's jarring.
Yeah. Nice. Nice tracker. Gotta love a pun.
Mm,
Uh,
mm-mm.
Oh, funny. Georgia, out of I mean, and there's a plethora of Star Trek. Is there a particular episode or moment that just kind of blew your mind?
Oh God. So much of watching TNG, I think at the very end of, I think it's All Good Things, just the way Q kind of like comes in at the last minute and helps out, but also Picard has that like realization. It's like, oh, wait a tick, this is on us. The whole episode was really beautiful. I don't know. I have this weird thing about it because it always reminded me of like watching my granddad like pass away. But like it was very beautiful about how they approach like old age, and like how we treat like people who are geriatric or pensioners, because we always have that thing of like, oh, are you just old and you're like senile, or are you actually like feeling this way? Is there something that's like real? Yeah, it was like he had Parkinson's, just for context, so it was like, you know, I it was very poignant for me watching it at the time. So that's one of those episodes that was like, holy crap, this is intense emotionally, but they had such a like lovely happy ending at the end. I was like, oh, this is great. I love it. Like, yeah, everything's good again in the Trek way. It's the happy ever after, the Trek happy ever after. So yeah.
For an episode that's heavy like that with a lot of emotional connection, does that make it one like when you're doing rewatches where you want to pause and be in a good place when you watch it? Or like, because there's some episodes for me where I'll be rewatching and I'm like, I'm not ready to rewatch that one yet. And I'll skip over even because it's like I need to come back to it at a time when I'm just curious if that episode, or if you have episodes like that.
I don't think I do, because I find it like a bit strengthening to rewatch.
Okay,
them,
cool.
actually.
Yeah.
Like, or like, especially when I'm not in a good place, I just like, I can leave Star Trek on like all day in the background happily and just have it improve my mood. So no, yeah, I think that all of them have a lot of rewatch value. Apart from like Enterprise, I'm not a fan of Enterprise. I'm just gonna say that I didn't like enjoy it too much. And I'll also be honest, I wasn't really a fan of the latest one either. I appreciated what they were trying to do, but I felt like the execution was a little poor. So
Academy.
yeah. Felt like very teenage writing, and I was like, hey, where's the like philosophical and like ethical discussions that were like so prominent in like the other series? So
and I feel like there's a connection point between those two, because what you're describing about it being like teenager, it's very much trying to not be what Star Trek always has. It's trying to be something new. And Enterprise, when it first came out, also tried to do this new thing by dropping the name Star Trek altogether when it first came out, and it was just called Enterprise. And I remember that backfiring in my mind, because I remember thinking, they're ashamed to be Star Trek. Like I was, and it did give me it didn't start me off on the best foot with Enterprise. I do like Enterprise now. I can rewatch it, and I did like them eventually, but it was not right away. It wasn't until probably like 10 years after that show ended that I like, oh, okay, I get it. I don't like all the characters on it, but like I can enjoy the story arc. But that long tangent, and I forgot where I was going. So, you know, I've just shared.
No, I think for me with Academy, and we've kind of talked this with other guests and stuff, they need more than 8 episodes for one.
Yeah.
They 8 or 10, whatever it is. I mean, granted, we're not in the age of 24 to 26 episodes like we were with, you know, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, which makes me really sad, because there was a lot of character development that it was able to come through. Now, again, we didn't necessarily, and again, all my opinion, didn't necessarily need that in Lower Decks. We did have character development, mind you, but it was like you had mentioned, Georgia, it was an homage to Star Trek. So there were enough Easter eggs that made it until you figured out why Mariner was, you know, the way she was, and of course Boimler being Boimler, and you know, stuff like that. I kept waiting for Tindy and Rutherford to see how that all played out, and I have to admit, I'm actually rather happy that how they played that out for anybody. No spoilers. I mean, if you haven't watched it yet, you're missing out. But I definitely think that they need to extend the seasons. Extend the seasons, Paramount. Anything else you bring back, extend the seasons again, please.
Please. I agree. I felt like with Academy, they could have had a really solid episode of like Sam with the Doctor. Like, you know, that would have been the filler of like, I don't know, TNG or whatever. But you kind of need that with a series that's so kind of like poignant with Star Trek. Because like at first, like if you took just the first season of TNG and ripped out a bunch of the filler episodes, some of them suck. I'm not even gonna some of them are just terrible.
Yeah.
But there's some of them that are like really fantastic. Or if I think about Deep Space Nine, like the filler episodes, like Little Green Men, where they go to like Roswell in the. Do you know what I mean? That's so filler, but that ends up being one of the best ones. Or the Magnificent Ferengi, where they're like doing Weekend at Bernie's, and it's freaking hilarious. You take away because you fall in love with the characters then. Like when I first started watching Deep Space Nine, I hated the Ferengi. I was like, oh fuck, I hate these guys.
Same.
I don't want to watch them.
Same.
And then by the end, I was like,
yep,
I love these little capitalist bastards. Love them.
Yep, you do. You get this little appreciation for them, and what's fun about that is that to me, that's the power of inclusion through media and doing it well. So I love because what you do is you just keep showing who people are and showing other people interacting, and then all of a sudden we start getting to know and love them, which is very different from like in Discovery, where inclusion was a little bit more, you should already know this, you should know, and it was very didactic. It was kind of telling people how you should treat people, and like, I wish y'all would just demonstrate how we're already doing it in the future, because then people would like this go on a journey and then love Ferengi. You know, just they did it well. They did that well.
Like Discovery was so good the first couple of seasons, and then towards the end, they just didn't seem to know what they were doing with it, and it was like, I know you're struggling. Like I really loved the like early seasons though, so I kept watching with hope that it would get better, but I was just happy to have Star Trek. Now that we have no Trek, it's like, oh my god, I was so ungrateful. I should have been happy with like Trek.
I enjoyed the stories they gave. They were just always so big too. It was like it's always the universe. It was definitely more like, I don't think of it so much as a show as I think of it a series of movies. Like kind of in my brain, just because it's just these one long arc movies. But I obviously have some love for it if I went and dressed like a tardigrade at a Star Trek convention. Hi. Any other moments? Oh, sorry. Go, Trekkie.
I was just gonna ask Georgia. So you'd mentioned some of my absolute favorite episodes with the Ferengis and such. Do you think? And again, we had yesterday's tomorrow. Yesterday's Enterprise, excuse me, and then of course
I was like, I don't know yesterday's.
I was like,
tomorrow.
wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
What is it?
And then the TOS episodes with the Mirror Universe. Do you think that the Mirror Universe episodes in Deep Space Nine, did they help or hinder? Did they add to the story or pull back, in your opinion? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
As a person who also likes women, I love seeing Kira all dressed up like that. The story, I felt like it was like, okay, this is kind of like, is it needed? But like, as a person with eyes, I kind of loved it. Right. I was like, oh, girl, you look beautiful. Like, yeah, she looked incredible. And as an episode, like as a concept, I don't enjoy the mirror universe. I always find it a bit frustrating. I think like Star Trek shines when it is that explicit goodness of people and like being the best versions of themselves, and I guess the mirror universe is a nice way to reflect that by, you know, showing how, I guess, in
it could be
most state way, but I think they detract from it a little bit, but at the same time it is filler, and you have to like, I really value the filler because that's again where the growth is. And I think there is something to be said about the mirror universe, like seeing your own reflection do something, and if you don't like what they're doing, you reflect on what you're doing internally and making sure that you don't align to the worst version of you, who's the mirror universe. So there's pros and cons, but they weren't as good as like most of the other episodes, to be honest. But I see that value.
All right, so follow-up question to that. You got Quark and let's say the Prime universe, and then you've got Quark in the Mirror universe. You know, he gets taken away because he's trying to help. Well, in the Mirror universe, it was the Terrans, and then he managed to, when they did flashback episodes during the occupation, he helped some of the Bajorans. Quark, is he, and he doesn't have to be specific is he a good guy or a bad guy to you?
Oh, I think that's like a really difficult question. But I like it's a really interesting one because Quark is like both good and bad. He shows a lot of merit when he's trying to be noble and do the right thing. And a lot of the time he does ultimately end up doing the right thing. But he's very easily swayed by like money. But I think that's more of a reflection of like us as people because, the Ferengi kind of represent like humanity in my mind and like some of the greed we exhibit and willingness to like hurt other people in hopes of getting what we want. So I think there's goodness in Quark, and it's whether or not he decides to show it. And like goodness and badness, it's a very human concept. Like in nature, it doesn't really exist. Like a black hole's not evil; it's just a black hole. Or like a scorpion is just kind of ugly, but it doesn't mean it's evil. So yeah, they all had goodness in them sometimes. Like Gul Dukat didn't have goodness. Kai Wynn didn't have goodness. Like screw them, they weren't evil. You know what I mean? And that's because like when you're given the chance to redeem, they wouldn't. But I think Quark would regularly go after the redemption at the very end because he couldn't really live with himself. And when he was being awful, I think he like just couldn't empathize properly because when he would then go through the experience, he was like, "Hey, wait a tick, this isn't all right." Like the episode where he has to be a woman and he's subjected to misogyny and he's like, hey, this is freaking awful. He does eventually change his mind. So I appreciate that. And if he hadn't changed his mind, like it's a bit off topic, but if you guys just watched The Boys, it ended with the Deep being freaking awful throughout the whole show. And like there was nothing redeemable. And they were like, okay, so he's just going to die. And that's fine. And you don't feel anything because he had the chance to redeem and he didn't. But Quark tried. And I think there's a lot of value in that trying. People just try to be good and better, even if they're innately a bit shit as a person.
Trekker, you're going to have to watch it. You're going to have to watch it.
It's so good.
Like, yeah, okay.
It is so good. Well, sorry, veering off of fandom.
Wrong
have
fandom.
You watched Fallout?
Just
Fallout.
Fallout?
I haven't seen the latest season, but I love the first season. It was really, really good. I played the game.
Another one that's in my list. It's in my list.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I know this is Star Trek, but there are other great fandoms out there. So but I'm glad that you brought up The Boys because
you are talking to a neurodivergent individual that watches Star Trek on repeat. It's always hard to put new things into my schedule. But I will. Definitely I will. Okay, I have a question, Georgia. Share how being a fan of Star Trek may have helped shape your life.
Oh, I'm definitely poorer because of it. Thanks to the cruise that I go on every year. That's like a nice chunk of any of my savings. And but it's fantastic. I've met you guys through the cruise. I absolutely love speaking with you guys. And I consider you guys my close friends, even though you're like on the opposite side of the world. And I know that when I go to see you guys, it's like so lovely. And then I think also the drive to just try to be the best version of myself. But then also I did my electrical engineering degree because I was so fascinated with sci-fi and Star Trek. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to study electrical engineering and then I'll be able to understand everything that's being said. And no, it was all techno babble bullshit. I would sit there and be like, hey, wait a sec, that's not how electricity works. That's not how physics works. But when I first started watching it, I had no clue. I was like, wow, it's so advanced, it's so fun. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is bullshit. But I love it.
Oh no. You saw behind the curtain.
Yeah, pretty much. But that influenced my life in such a way, I wouldn't have probably gone for a degree like that if I didn't love Star Trek so much. The hope of doing something better, building something better and wanting to be better. I think those values always kind of stayed with me a lot. So yeah, Star Trek's influenced my life a lot and I love it for it. I'm very grateful that it's been there.
Yeah, it's kind of like for me, it's the best friend that as long as I've got either Paramount Plus or one of the, DVDs, Blu-rays, I've, got something to keep me occupied and, it's safe. So
yes. Yeah. Star Trek doesn't judge you. It judges the characters. And it's fantastic when you're not feeling great. It's like, okay, someone else is getting the judgment for once.
I mean, sometimes those filler episodes are getting a little bit of judgment from me. I'm not going to lie.
Sometimes. But, watching Miles O'Brien suffer, sometimes you just sit there, you're like, yeah, my life's pretty good comparatively.
Right.
Things are
then there's
kind of
that,
good.
yes.
Yeah, at least I'm not Miles O'Brien. In Deep Space Nine and TNG, he was like a hero. And in Deep Space Nine, they were like, how can we ruin his life? Every time.
Over and over again. I mean,
seriously.
Mary and Keiko, first step off one. And I like Rosalind Chow, personally.
She's good.
But Keiko. Yes.
You
They
didn't
had no
like you didn't
chemistry.
like them being married? I loved
I
Keiko.
see,
Oh.
and I don't think she necessarily brought anything to Miles. I mean, other than, a couple kids and stuff like that. But and then again,
No, you're
uh,
right. You're right. She
it
had no
wasn't
stakes in the game, and
right. There was
she was
there
just
was
for Miles's stakes.
correct. I mean, and she was, what was used to introduce Kai Wynn, which Georgia. I mean, you kind of mentioned Kai Wynn or we're kind of jumping in. Kai Wynn or Gul Dukat. More
Oh my god, they're both so
love-slash hated.
evil.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know. That's really hard because I feel like religious psychosis is like actually becoming more of a problem for people in terms of how like they interact with the world and people around them. Because instead of going according to like the scripture or something, they'll do it based on what someone else is saying in their interpretation.
That part.
And then that leads to a lot of hatred. And I felt like when I see Kai Wynn doing that, that reminds me of like our current world, and it makes me really angry. But then I also think Gul Dukat was an evil motherfucker, man. Like he was just, I think that episode where he gets trapped in the cave with Kira, and he's like, they deserve to be like enslaved, and it reminds me of Edward Said. He wrote this book called Orientalism, and like he would write down what the British Parliament was saying about like Arabs and people from Asia. And it was so similar. So it was the same vibes of colonization and imperialism. Gul Dukat just brought that in, and I really hate him for that, especially as somebody comes from a colonized country, Cyprus. So God, I fucking hate them both. But that was kind of the brilliance of not only the writing, because the writers did such a fantastic job bringing those into the story, but also the actors. I have a lot of appreciation for being able to
evoke hatred. Out of all of us. Yeah.
And you like see Kai Wynn and you're like, fuck that bitch. Like it's on site with Kai Wynn and Gul Dukat, you're like, maybe he's gonna be redeemable, maybe he's okay, and then it just turns out no, he's just pure fucking evil. I loved I hate them both. I think I'd like to kill them in different ways. I don't like one, Kai Wynn, I would just like do her quick off, like, shut up, I hate you. But Gul Dukat, I'd like want him to like experience what he did to others. So it's like, you like really made these people like slaves. Like when I think about what he did to Bajor and the occupation. So yeah, I'm like, oh, you kind of deserve to have that happen to you too, I've mixed feelings about who I hate the most.
Right.
Evil.
Yeah, Mark Alamo as Gul Dukat was amazing, but even Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Louise Fletcher, she just evokes. It's up there with Mommy Dearest, No More Wire Hangers, but she just, I'm glad that some, other people feel that way, that she was such a phenomenal actress or actor. That,
obviously, if she could make us feel those,
she could make people hate her. Generations hate this woman.
That's
and
not
this
quite
character.
the gift I'd like to have in life. Like, oh wow, he's so good at making people hate him. But she's using it.
She is. It doesn't really like you have this visceral hatred for Kai Wynn when you see how she like intervenes with all the Bajoran affairs and like makes people's life in Deep Space Nine hard just to further her own agenda. And like goes for power, and you're like, oh, and like a bad actor wouldn't be able to like the slyness that she had, the like I guess narcissism and arrogance and I guess cognitive dissonance as well. The actress, she poured all of that in, and it wouldn't be the same without her. I don't know anyone else who could play the role as well, to be honest. She killed it.
She did. That's somebody that I'm sad that I didn't get a chance, and I'll have to look at some more like videos if she was ever asked, how she felt about, being Kai Wynn and folks, not being keen on her. I just did a Google search where she had passed in 2022. So,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So because I hadn't heard anything, and I felt like I had remembered that she had passed, but yeah, phenomenal actress. So
yeah, especially as Nurse Ratched as well. She was so good.
Are you ready for pew 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 phaser fire?
Pew pew pew.
I've got some questions. Oh, but my first one's really Enterprise related. You don't like Enterprise at all. Do you know the characters though?
Not well enough to answer the questions. No, I'm sorry.
Dang. Okay, I'll give you a different one. Would you rather share a 12-hour shuttlecraft ride with Tasha Yar or Uhura?
Oh, Uhura, because she's like a xenobiologist, and like she's very well studied, so I get to like just pick her brain for 12 hours. She'd hate me by the end of it. She'd be like, oh my god, this bitch doesn't shut up. Like, she'd
If
be
you're going to
so
be in a
angry,
12-hour
like,
ride with somebody
yeah.
in communications is probably good.
No, but like she would be like, why are they asking me these questions? Like they could like Google it. I don't know what the equivalent of Googling it is in like the future,
They
but
could
like
computer it.
yeah, I'd be like, I want your experience of her. Tell me, girl, what's your like, analysis on this? I think, yeah, she'd be really interesting to talk to.
Right.
Her official.
All right, stuck in a rogue holodeck program with Captain Proton or Moriarty?
Moriarty, again, he's super knowledgeable. So again, I'd be like, tell me interesting things.
You might
Or,
get
like,
trapped in a holodeck within a holodeck within a holodeck. You don't know.
Right.
You might forever be trapped. I don't know. Just saying.
The thing is, like, am I like gonna have to live in like I present female, so would I have to like live in like the 1800s as somebody who presents female? Because then I'd have to like, I don't know, Les Mis, sell my hair and body. I don't want to do that.
I feel like
and
when
think
you
about Captain
assume-
Proton was in the 50s with
Yeah.
like the bride. So are we getting
Mm.
Good
you
point.
Chaotica or
Good point.
the Bride of Chaotica, Queen
Yeah.
Arachnid?
Mhm.
I think I just don't want to go to the past because it was really misogynistic. I'm like,
Fair
like
enough.
it's 2026 as it is. It was worse back then. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like do maths and they'd be like, silence you witch.
Like,
and
we
I'd
haven't
be
even
like,
got the present right yet. We're definitely not going to the past.
you know what I mean? I thought, just for the sake of it, Moriarty, because I he's an interesting character, but ideally neither.
All right. Would you rather wake up as a Klingon or a Romulan?
Romulan, again, they're smarter than Klingons, and I don't enjoy the like social structure of Klingons because there's so many rules that you have to like engage with, and I'd be like, why aren't we just talking about what we think directly instead of like circumventing and
Yeah,
using
but do the Romulans talk about what they do directly, or are they always conspirating?
with other Romulans? With other
Maybe,
Romulans, they
or they're
do.
conspirating.
But the thing is, in Klingons, they just want to fight each other, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to have my guk, okay? And you're like just starting shit in the mess hall.
My
Just
dog
let
is
me
going to
breathe,
run off
bro.
my plate if you don't hush up and
Yeah,
let me eat.
okay. Let me enjoy my insects. All right, God, it's lunchtime, so yeah, definitely Romulan, and
Nice.
also like yeah, they're kind of closer to Vulcans, so yeah.
Sure,
Romulan.
sure. All right. Would you rather travel by warp drive or by the mycelial network?
Oh, that's a great question. The warp drive, only because the mycelium network stamets and the mycelial network every time it does it. So, and I think there was like a whole thing about tardigrades as well, like getting injured or like struggling with it. So I would rather do the warp drive because dilithium's reliable.
Trekkie's going to bring up what I've been thinking. Oh, go ahead, Trekkie.
So just for the sake of,
Yep.
do you remember the episode in season 7 of Next Generation where all the warp bubbles or all the warp ships were going through this particular location?
Ruining space.
And it was messing with the subspace, and so that one scientist blew up a warp drive, and so
What
no
could they
ship.
only...
It was almost like a pre-burn burn.
Yeah, it was like a
No-
burn
no-
situation.
Yeah,
Warp
no
wouldn't work
ships
in
to
their
go through that
zone.
area.
Mhm.
Not that your answer is wrong, Georgia. Just
No,
for the
it
sake
was
of,
wrong, Georgia. It was wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, no, I'd rather still use warp because the mycelium network, if I had gone a ship where they weren't as like well versed in the science of it, it'd just be kind of useless. Warp is like old reliable. It's like the Hyundai of
Like they know more about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's cheaper to repair,
Right.
You don't need like a specialist. You can do all these cool things with it, like, I don't know, you can get your nacelles to be dropped off or something. They always have like some weird trick with the engines and the warp drive. So yeah, I feel like the warp drive is more useful in more ways and more reliable.
Maybe you have less of a chance of popping up in a mirror universe as well.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of issues with that one, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Agreed.
and this is a series of this or that for the different shows. Would you prefer Enterprise or TOS?
TOS.
TOS or TNG?
TNG.
TNG or DS9?
DS9.
Okay, DS9 or Voyager?
DS9.
Voyager or Strange New Worlds?
Oh my gosh. Voyager. Yeah, Voyager, because
Okay.
Janeway's a badass. Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery or the animated series?
Animated series.
Prodigy or the animated series?
Animated series.
Lower Decks or Strange New Worlds?
Lodex. Love Lodex.
Strange New Worlds or Enterprise? That's easy for you.
Strange New Worlds.
Kelvin Spock or Discovery Era Spock?
Discovery Spock. I hate Kelvin.
And
Okay.
would you prefer to be taken over by the Borg or mind controlling slugs?
That's a great question. Probably the Borg, because I'd get to like learn a lot because they share like a hive brain and like there's a lot of tech on there. I'd be like really like my engineering skills would really improve if I was a Borg. And also because like later down the line they kind of start building some of that internalized humanity, and you kind of live really long if you're a Borg. So eventually, like, yes, I'm like a terrible being, but I'm getting to the good place eventually after a couple 100,000 years of
Hey,
killing
we are
people.
all works in progress.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. You know?
And if you're not, you're Kai Wynn, and we don't accept you.
Right.
We're infinite diversity and infinite combination, except Kai Wynn.
I win.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. We can't have exceptions, not with IDIC. That makes it very challenging. We'll just have to trap her in a warp bubble.
Here's an exception. She is. I'm sorry. She's got to go.
Well, Georgia, this has been so fun getting
hold
to
on.
hang
Hold
with
on.
you.
One more
Wait.
question. The most
Oh.
important question.
The most important. Oh, I forgot it.
Yes. Georgia, Trekkie or Trekker?
Oh wait, like, are you asking me how I feel about you both personally, or the name?
Yeah. Yes, Georgia. That is exact. No.
Okay.
Would you rather be, and
Trekkie.
again, yeah, Trekkie or Trekker? Is that the term that you use and would
For yourself.
technically want to be called?
Trekkie for sure. I love you both equally though, but Trekkie for sure.
That's why I didn't ask the question. No.
Yeah, right.
How many people, just out of curiosity, end up saying Trekker? I feel like.
think-
One out of everybody else.
Oh, okay, nice.
So
I thought there
two.
was two. There were
Myself
two.
and one guest. So
Oh, okay.
far.
Okay.
That's just
So, you know,
It's all right. You guys are pretty.
I'll take
We
what I
accept
can
Sounds
get.
like
you.
you're going on a hike. That's the problem. Like, a Trekkie is like you meet a Trekkie in the wild, and you're like, oh, you're like a fucking nerd. But a Trekker sounds like someone who wakes up at 6 a.m. to like go up mountains on a Saturday, and I'm like,
That
I'm not a
could be.
Trekker. That's
It'd be
not
more
me.
towards a beach than the mountain, but maybe I do wake up early and I do get started.
Good on you. Good on you. Not on a Saturday for me, but I love that for you guys.
I haven't thought about it as Trekker being more explorer. Like I like that. That makes me like
it's just
it
I think
even
of it
more.
like it's London slang. So like if you're going somewhere really far, you're going on a trek. You know. So like
Y'all
if you're going
actually
to
use Trek then? Like
we use like
non-Trekkers will say that?
so like if you're just a random person from the UK, you'll be like, oh, that's a trek if it's really far away. So when I hear that, I'm like, oh, you're going on a hike. You're like going on a long ass journey. But Trekkie is like, oh, nerd, space nerd, like Star Trek.
Nice.
You know?
Nice. Okay. I don't think
like that.
people usually, I mean, I will use the word Trek just because I'm a Star Trek fan. I don't think it's very common though over here to hear people say I'm going on a trek.
Yeah, well, British
So,
slang.
Learn something new every day.
absolutely. I love getting cultured.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, so cultural, London.
Well, Georgia, like Trekker. Excuse me, I'm Trekkie. I'm trying to convert him. Was saying we're very glad that you came on. We look forward to having you back on the show again in the future. Anything else you want to say before we end it?
Long live and prosper. And if you haven't seen Deep Space Nine, watch it because it's awesome. And
Awesome. Well, again, thank you, Georgia, and thank you, Trekker. If you all like the podcast, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you again next time.
Live long and prosper.
Engage. Let the journey begin.